Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us, we have the 2023 Lexus RC350 F Sport with the special appearance package. This model is finished off in incognito, and it has an MSRP at just over $61,000. So we have a very well equipped and uniquely spec'd RC350. This is powered by a 3.5 liter V6 that's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This pumps out 311 horsepower with 280 pound-feet of torque, rear wheel drive for this model, propelling this 3,900 pound coupe from 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. Top speed is 143. As far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 20 miles per gallon in the city, 28 out on the highway. So let's start off with that special appearance package. It gives this the gloss black hood, roof, as well as the 19-inch wheels finished off in a dark gray. And up front, this also gets the black chrome for the entire surround for the hourglass design, forward-facing sensor in the Lexus badge. There's parking sensors, plenty of cutouts and inlets too throughout the entire front end to provide this with a lot of cooling. Now this also has LED headlights, DRLs and turn signals. Unique design with the triple beam going in the vertical pattern, and then that iconic, very crisp DRL. Now with the F Sport package, this gives it the F Sport brake calipers. They are finished off in orange, and it's only the front calipers. So we have standard brakes in the rear. This gets the F Sport tuned suspension, and you can get another look at the very cool F Sport wheels. 3-color design for those power folding side mirrors with the chrome and the turn signal. Gets a sunroof up top too within that gloss black section. All of the window trim is blacked out too. So it gives it a really nice side design. With the F Sport badge, there's plenty of contoured lines in that lower side skirt too. Now I will say, with that special appearance package, would be nice to see the top of the trunk lid finished off in gloss black, just to match it a little bit nicer coming to the rear. This has LED taillights, backup camera with all the parking sensors, even some trim accents that matched up front, and then the dual exhaust. Now you can use the button on the key fob or right up underneath that Lexus badge to open up this trunk. We have a 2-door vehicle, but still plenty of space. With the back seats up, you can fit in a lot of items, not so much underneath the floor, mainly for the spare tire toolkits, maybe a spare tire up under here, so we have the cover there. But you cannot fold the back seats down from the trunk area, so I'll show that once we walk around. But still plenty of space to make this a practical, sporty 2-door vehicle. And then for the interior on this model, it's paired with the red leather. We have two-tone on the door panel though, with the black leather, red stitching, and then the red leather. Really nice trim accents surrounding all the window controls. There's brushed aluminum, memory seating adjustments, all of the window and side mirror adjustments. And let's take a look at the back seats now. We have the power operated front seats, which will also move when you move that backrest. And at 5'10", I can easily hop in the back. This is how you can fold the back seats down. You don't have too much of an overhang, so you can fit in a lot more items. You can use the back seats for extra storage if you need to. You can of course move the seat forward to give you a little bit more leg room. You do have climate adjustments, a little bit of storage, armrests and speakers. My head is touching the headliner, so I have to duck a little bit. But if I'm riding around town, it's nice that you at least have somewhere to sit if the front seats are full, of course. So you have a lot of storage in the back half. You can use it for 2 extra people. And as we take a look at the F Sport steering wheel, it's solid and perforated with red stitching. We have cruise control, distance pacing, lane keeping assist, all of your Bluetooth, voice commands, tuning, things like that, as well as controls for that gauge cluster. So let's fire this up so we can go over that info. We even have the brushed aluminum paddle shifters, which give it a great look. But for the gauge cluster, pretty simple. Left side is engine temperature, right side is your fuel level, and then within the tach, you can go through a good bit of information. Just by scrolling through, you can check out all of this. So you basically have your MPG, you have your range, gear position, TPMS, and that's about all that you can view. Now, if you push on this button right here, you can actually shift that entire tach to the right, where you can go through a little bit more information. You can look at your audio, compass. You have a few of the same vitals, but you also have some more, like the G-force meter, and then a calm screen too. So not a ton more information, but you can also go through all of the standard safety features, turn those on and off. So if you need to get to those, very quick to be able to do that. So I like the configurability for that system. Now on this left side, there's the blind spot monitoring, automatic headlights, parking sensors, rear defroster, you have the trunk and hood release, and then some dimmer switches too. Leather and stitching on that cover, and we have a pretty large touchscreen system. Currently it's showing the navigation. If I click on menu down below, now you can bring up all of these icons that you can easily get into. So it's a really easy system to use. And then you can also pull up on this right side when we go back to menu, or we actually click on something. So let's go into destination. Now you can pull up the right half of the screen and have a dual screen setup. You can actually flip these too. So if you want the nav here, you can pull up something on the left side. So it's nice that it gives you that configurability. Again, not a whole lot of info, but it's super easy to use. Clock underneath that with air vents. We have all of the climate adjustments nicely laid out and easy to go through. So it's a great layout. For you younger viewers, this is a CD player, power and volume and tuning on the right side, and you have all the controls for that, so you can put in your favorite discs. This has heated and ventilated seats. Heated steering wheel button is tucked in front of that shifter. So if we move that out of the way, you can see that better. And then for reverse, we have a few different angles along with the guidelines. So you can adjust those accordingly. And then you can also shift using the shifter and those paddles, of course. Now we have a few different drive modes. So twist this once to the right, that's for sport mode. You can go into Sport S Plus, Eco's to the left, and then normal is just by pushing it down. There's a snow mode, traction control, and the auto hold, 2 cup holders, and a little bit of storage right in the middle, as well as in the glove box there. Sunroof is up top with the manual adjusting sunshade. Touch sensitive dome lights are also with the controls for that sunroof. And then a good bit of visibility for a smaller vehicle. You can see a little bit out of that window with your head in the right position. Let's go ahead now, get this out on the road. And from second gear, here we go. Nice mild acceleration for this new RC350, but this is what it's like to be behind the wheel of this $60,000 luxury and sporty coupe. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this is not the most performance oriented. You can go with the RCF to get that NA V8 engine for even more horsepower than this. So we have kind of the baby version in a sense, if you don't want that kind of performance. But for the RC350 with the F-Sport package, you still get really good handling characteristics with that tuned suspension. And you still have an adequate amount of power. Just over 300 is pretty healthy for a vehicle of this size. Good power, not crazy fast, but good power to give you a fun and sporty vehicle to drive. I have it in Sport S Plus, which is going to give you the most throttle response. And as far as just driving this, like I mentioned, very comfortable and quiet. I like the fact too that we don't have an overcomplicated amount of buttons and screens. With some of the other competitors, you're gonna have a lot more info. Not to knock on the Lexus for not having as much, but Lexus is kind of known for having what you need without going overboard. And I think that's what a lot of people who are buying these cars like to see. They don't need a million bells and whistles. You have everything that you need at your fingertips with nothing you're never going to even go into, which is nice. If you're someone who's a tech person, you want more of those fun features. That's why you have other options, of course. But in this, everything is laid out extremely well. It is very interesting though to still see a CD player in 2023. However, people buying these Lexuses are still using CD players. So Lexus is still accommodating their demographics with these models, which is very nice, of course, taking care of their customers with what they actually want and use. And again, just a mild acceleration. We're up to speed, doesn't even have to think about it. So again, pretty healthy to get up and move. And it's a very nice interior. We have a pretty well-equipped 350. So it's going to give you a very nice interior for the money. You have premium materials pretty much everywhere. A little bit of plastic, there's leather covering that. So we might have some plastic under the leather, but even then, it still adds to a nice interior. That's going to wrap it up though for this 2023 Lexus RC350 F Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this sporty coupe for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.